Hey people, I'm really sorry for the delay, but there's always an issue. Let's hope that everything will be fine. Let me know how you can see me. Hey Tina, so at least somebody's watching. I'm trying to find the... Where's the thing? Okay. Okay. Where's the thing? Okay. Okay. So I'm in a kind of serious situation with Facebook. These people really don't like me. I have no idea why they're doing this to me. I'm really sorry, but you have to enjoy in portrait mode, because for some reason I have no idea why. It's totally impossible for me to turn and make landscape. So I'm fighting this almost 1 hour, and at the end I gave up. So it's going to be a portrait mode, me in portrait, so you will look a better part of me. Okay, let's have some 2-3 minutes. Anyway, I'm late with, let's say, something like 9. I can see your comments on my very nice big screen in front of me, so you can go with question during the live without any problem. Здравейте на всички тези от вас, които говорят български. Не съм много сигурна, че ще успея да направя вчерашната лудост с това да водя лайв на 3 езика. Но всъщност зависи колко хора ще се съберат. Yesterday I have a live session in my Instagram, and I was doing the live thing in 3 languages, Bulgarian, Russian and English, and it was big fun. So let's say that I'm really not planning to do this again, but eventually if there is a lot of Bulgarian or a lot of people that are speaking Russian, I will go again off my comfort zone and will go in more than one language. Ако хората, които разбират български, са много и английски е проблем, ще се опитам да го водя на български и на английски. Само трябва да напишете. Hey Swati, it's for you. It's totally not a problem. And I have a favor to ask, because the other issue with the Facebook is that they somehow banned the sharing live session into various groups. So if you eventually could share this here and there, it probably will help Tina, because Facebook for some reason banned her for sharing to the groups till sometime next week. And if I want to start sharing now, I will lose too much time playing on the laptop. So feel free to share this live whenever you want. What's going on again? Yoo-hoo. Am I still live? Really have no idea. I'm getting very complicated messages. So let me know if you still can see and hear me. Здравейте, Радостина. Днес обаче планирам да е само на английски. Искрено се надявам, че няма да е проблем. Okay, so we have few people. I can see that I'm on the screen. Perfect. Because a few minutes ago I have a black screen everywhere and some messages, the video it's not going on. Okay, so hello everybody, really nice to see you, to meet you. I'm so sorry that I can't hear you. Welcome to my working room here in Sofia. Hello my dear lovely friend, much love. I'm more than happy to see that Alan just joined us. I'm working and doing live stuff much easy when he's watching. Oh, we have Christina as well. Hello dear, hope that your classes are going okay. So eventually you can check Alan and Christina stuff, so they're doing really amazing classes as well. Привет! Но давайте скажем, что этот эфир будет только по-английски. Я сильно сожалею, но будет очень сложно, чтобы все было опять по 3 языка. Okay, so me, Petya Shmarova, nice to see you. And I'm going to show you today Calla Lilly. So as you can see, I made some nice preparation and I'm in my super crazy yellow period. So, sorry. I was with yellow chrysanthemum yesterday. Today I'm going with the yellow Calla Lilly, but if I'm doing live in white, I think that it's going to be too difficult for you to see what I'm doing. So I was looking for something much more interesting. It's going to be in yellow. So few things before I start. I'm going to work with Wafer Paper. If you eventually have no idea what is Wafer Paper, it's an amazing system from silicone molds for creating different kinds of very nice flowers. Super easy, because you don't need any kind of cutters. So it's amazing, especially when you're working with gum paste or cold porcelain or whatever paste. And surprise, surprise, it's working more than fabulous with wafer paper as well. And the brilliant thing is that for wafer paper you need super easy, super nice templates. And with Wafer Pro, you already have a kind of template, so you don't need too much to think. The other super nice thing is that Chef Nicholas Schwartz made books as well, and you have a very good instructions inside, so you can follow the instruction and only change the material. Templates, you can download the templates from KTSU site, so just have to go to KTSU, look for Wafer Pro, and then to look for the download templates. It's going some kind of chat with Mr. Dunn I'm missing, but anyway, so I will show you the very big one, but anyway you have a very good variety of different size for the Calla Lilly, from very small to the 2XL. The other very good thing is that Nick has a very nice one in his book, give you suggestion how long the spadix, this thing inside, so this thing, how this pedix should be long depends of the size of your Calla Lilly, because I think that one of the big issue with that fabulous flower is that very often people just go crazy with the size of this pedix and it looks a kind of with too much espresso. So when you have the book, you will know exactly how big and what is correct proportion and your good dimensions. Any questions so far? Except of the Mr. Dunn going to Switzerland 3 years ago. I never been there, by the way. If you want to invite me, feel free. So the set for Calla Lilly look like this. So this is for veining, and this is for adding some texture for your pedix. Very quickly, keep in mind that they just place this ultimate orchid stuff, and this is really more than fabulous, because thanks to this orchid stuff, finally I was more than happy to create an Chinium orchid out from Wafer Paper. So these babies are made with Flower Pro and Wafer Paper, and it's really tiny. And just a quick aside, the anemone thing is topic of my next class, and it's going to be a collaboration one with incredible Alan. So he's going to teach some fabulous stuff from gum paste, and I'm going to teach this anemone from Wafer Paper. If you eventually want to learn and join one from us and join our class, just send message. Go to KTSU website and look for the sets, especially for these modes. I'm working with KTSU Flower Pro. When I finish the live, it will be much more easy for me to tape, and I will tape as a comment link for the modes. Hope that it's going to be okay. Okay, eventually, if you want enough yak, you can check my Facebook, and you can see what I'm doing and what I'm teaching online. This year everything is online, and here I am with some hot water. I'm going to prepare some glue, because I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Wafer Paper, and not sure how many of you are watching me for first or whatever time. So glue. I'm making glue with, as you can see, water, KTSU, it's Flower Pro. Sorry, it's upside down, but you can imagine that it's Flower Pro, and just take Flower Pro and eventually you can find it. And after the live, I will place information about the webpage. I was hoping that Nick is going to watch, but he's not still. I still can't see him. So anyway, in a small shot glass, let's say a finger of hot water, some leftover. Yeah, thank you, Alan. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you very so much. Next time, daisies from me. Wafer paper leftover. Just place inside. Hello. Usually I'm not preparing too much glue. I want the glue to be as fresh as it can be, so I'm just mixing this every time when I need. So, and because I need some more time to yak, eventually the glue will be absolutely on the right situation when I need it. So before you start to work, just make sure that you prepare your glue, mix water and leftover wafer paper white. Okay. And for this flower I will need, oh, hola. For this flower I will need my glue to be a little bit on the thick side. Вероятно ще е добре много бързо на български и след това много бързо на руски и после пак ще мина на английски. Лепило, вода и хартия, като за това цвете ми трябва да бъде доста по-плътно, отколкото за други цветя. Но я только чуть-чуть спишу по-руски. Вот я клей приготовливаю, и я хочу, чтобы мой клей был вот такой очень густой. Но вода и вафельная бумага. Glue aside. So, Calla Lilly, as you can see, is a little bit thick flour by default. So even when you're making this from sugar, gum paste, cold porcelain or whatever, you're rolling your paste a little bit thicker. Okay, so enough enjoying base and my new spectacles. I'm turning to my table. Okay, so let me know, is it visible? Hello to everybody from India. I missed India. I have a chance to be there 2 years ago. And I have a chance to meet one of the greatest chefs over there. So it was a really fantastic time. Okay, I will place some Calla Lilly for you here. I am not very convenient with this portrait mode. I have to fight the situation for my next class Monday. So, okay, I have to be somewhere in this area. And as I told you already, I'm in my yellowish period, so I have some yellow wafer paper from my yesterday's class. Okay, and I'm going to make this double XL. So wafer paper that I'm working with is usually white. This one is just airbrushed, one side, the other side, very uneven. But this is exactly what you're aiming. So this is the thin one, 0.35 millimeters in my case. And yes, so do I. They're really changing stuff, and every update made you so frustrating every time. It's just too crazy. So 0.35, you have rough side and you have a smooth side. And then thick one, again very uneven. It's double thickness. And it's smooth all over. Значи вафлената хартия, която използвам, е 2 дебелини, 0,35. Има две страни, релефна и гладка, и 0,7 мм, която е гладка и от двете страни. Вафельная бумага, с которой я буду работать, вот 0,35, шершавая и гладкая сторона, и 0,7 вообще гладкая и двухсторонняя. So the main flower, the main paper for my flower will be from 0.7, and I already pre-cut using this template, this one. So just cut few from thick paper. Okay, so great situation will be if you pre-cut more than one, because eventually if you ruin something, you will have already cut paper, and when you cut, just keep all your pre-cut stuff in a plastic bag prevent from taking too much moisture or eventually get too dry. If you're going to use this for commercial cake or something that people eventually planning to eat, make sure to put batch number and expiry day, so you will know exactly till when you can make this paper suitable for lunch. Because I'm not doing this, that's why I never keep and never tracking when my wafer paper will be expired. Usually I'm working with very fresh one. Okay, so one. Let's say that Calla Lilly is a very kind of nice and simple flower, but because it's a kind of simple one, oh, something's happened again. Facebook really hates me. So because this is a really nice and simple one, if you make a mistake, you really don't have any chance to fix this mistake. So you don't have 1,000,003 layers, you have only one petal, and if this petal is not fine, you just have to make another. So it's not a peony that you can cover with a lot of different layers and just to cover mistakes. For conditioning, I'm going to work with water. During this crazy year and interesting periods, I become really huge fan of water. So I just need a little bit water here in my glue because it goes a little bit in too thick side. Okay. Now it's much more better. So water. Yeah, thanks. I know that you're a fan of spoon as well. If you don't want to work with water, you can go with alcohol. You can go with vodka or gin or anything that has no color and no taste inside. So water, it's not necessary. You can go with some kind of conditioners as well. I'm very happy with mine, but sorry, I'm teaching this conditioner during my private and live classes, but working with water, it's absolutely fine and okay. And because this is a thick paper, you don't have to worry with what size side to start and what side you're going to place into your mold, because it's really same both sides. And because it's a thick paper, you're not in huge situation when you're applying moisture, because it just took a little bit more than the thin one. Okay, so flat brush, big, into my water. Then I'm taking over my working mats and I'm starting to apply and soak and go here and there. Let me move. Yes, I love his work as well. Thanks to him, I'm into this field. He was my first teacher into flowers, and I just fell in love. So here I am, many moon later, sitting and fighting. Yeah, he's a huge support as well. Thank you for joining, and I'm more than happy that after 2 weeks we're teaching together again. I'm really missing time in life when we teach together in one room. So just go. Oops. So if that's happened, don't go I'm a little bit relaxed with these mistakes because I already have preparation, so I just will continue with this broken one. Anyway, one side, make sure that moisture is everywhere, turn around, and now it's time to go other side, just check. So I will miss the top part because it already has enough moisture, and I just will continue working slowly and checking all the time with my fingers. So don't be afraid to touch your paper. It's really necessary to check and touch. A few words in Bulgarian Russian. So, значи вода, или може да използвате алкохол, за всичко си зависи от вас. Понеже хартията е по-дебела, тя има нужда от малко повече влага. Въпреки всичко трябва да внимавате да не я премокрите. Първо от едната страна, след това от другата. Теперь по-русски, но я использую вода как кондишнер. И потому что бумага толстая и вообще с двух сторон одна и то же. Вы только с одна сторона, а потом с другая. Только берегите внимание не перемачивать. Okay, so now it's time to jump into our veiner. Okay, so position. If it's sticking to your fingers, dry brush. Just make sure that these strips will go straight. And texture, it's not going to look odd. Okay. You can go with cornstarch, but it's very hot in Sofia these days and very dry as well. It's 35 degrees. So I'm really trying not to dry my paper too much with cornstarch. That's why dry brush and hot fingers. So except of sending hearts and stuff, no questions. Let's hope that I'm explaining good enough, or you're too confused. I have no idea. Значи, когато си слагате в формичката, за да придавате релеф, позиционирате така, че линейките да си върват добре и напред. И след това, понеже понякога ми се лепи по пръстите, суха четка. Но когда мы вот в силиконов вейнер пошли, только берегите внимание, что рельеф выглядел круче, ну, правильная посока. И потому что вообще бумага идет по моим пальчиками, у меня вот такая сухая кисточка. Okay, so I'm into crazy periods. You can be happy that my Korean is not that good, otherwise it's going to be a fourth language into the crazy life with Petya Shmarova. So, then you need to leave this to dry for a few minutes. It really depends how hot in your environment is. Because we have to shape and we have to come to this. Oh, Marie, so sorry, it's 35 here, but rain sounds good, only temperature it's too low. So just leave aside to set and dry for a few minutes, and when this, guys, is setting and drying, because it's too wet so far for me to do whatever, I just will continue from time to time to make sure that texture is staying on place. I will switch to Spedix, so I will show you how we are getting to this stage. So first we have to prepare wire, and I'm starting with this 20 . Понеже това трябва лекичко да позасъхне, докато изчаквам да стигне до правилната консистенция и до правилната, за да мога да го оформя като фунийка, подготвям телта, която ще е за централната тичинка. Но теперь мы надо подготовить вот центральная, център Calla Lilly, проволок 20 номер, 20 номер, 20 wire. Then I will need my lovely paper strips. So you can go with whatever paper you have, kitchen, good quality toilet one. I find out that the toilet one is much more flexible and soft and much more easy to go on wire. It's not the full length. I'm just trying to be with reasonable size of wire, especially when I'm doing live. Okay, so you're starting to row, and paper is dry and your wire is dry as well. Here important thing is just to remember at what position you're wiring, you're taping. Значи навивате си лентички хартияни, в моя случай тоалетна хартия, защото тя се оказа, че е по-мека и се навива по-добре. Можете и кухненска такава да използвате. Но въобще это бумага, может быть такая бумага, которая okay. And now I will need to have a little bit thicker top part. No, we still will have a good weather. They promise that it's going to be a little bit colder probably next week, but not too cold. But it was a lovely weekend, and I'm missing going to mountain because I'm spending time with you guys, and it's so nice and exciting. Okay, so it's really up to your feeling. Keep in mind that the spadix should not look too big, too thick, too straight, too whatever. Okay, so when you're happy with thickness, you're switching to tape, forestry tape, a good green color. Just stretch, so you're activating glue. And I'm working with the whole length because I want to secure this paper inside. Okay, so super quickly. Don't panic. I will make another row. So first I want to make sure that paper will stay on place. And then I will come with another one all over just to make sure that paper is not showing off. Okay. So far no questions. We check the broadcast weather all over the world. Obviously not as hot as here in some of the places. Is many of you making wafer paper stuff? Okay, so Here we go. Let me check. Oh, it's still on the wet side. So next stage, I will need strips from thin paper. So here you can use absolutely white paper as well. I just happen to have some airbrushed yellow ones, so I am going to use this. Cut 3 strips. I just find out that 3 strips are perfectly fine. So 3 strips, glue, brush, and I will need my pollen thing. So rough side down, and I will apply glue only over the smooth side. So working with fingers sometimes is much more easy and quickly. Don't afraid to touch your paper. Eventually you already get used to wash your hands 1,000,003 times per day. Okay, so glue over the smooth side. I'm positioning my center, and now I'm going to start wrapping some wafer paper. And according to Nick's instruction, when you're doing this double XL, this pedix thing should be not longer than 7 centimeters, so it's mean till here. And I will go up, and I really don't care if it's going to look nice or not, because it's going to be covered with 2 more, and then texture, and then other stuff, so it's not supposed to look perfect. So first, second, again, glue, no questions so far. Did you eventually share the event here and there? Okay. So again, position. Now it's easy because you know till where you should go with your paper. And up. Okay. So let's say that it looks already nice with 2, so I will skip the third one. I will need some paper because I don't want my working place to look as messy as Oh, thank you so much, Swati. Thank you. If you could share in few more, it's going to be kind of nice. Not sure if you're a member of Nick's Flower Pro groups. Okay, so here is my pollen, and I'm making pollen using granulated gelatin mixed with dust color, and I learned this from amazing Jacqueline Butler, and every time when I'm making stuff with pollen, I'm super happy, grateful and thankful to her. So it's really nice when you learn stuff from people, as I learn a lot from Mr. Dunn, and every time when I'm using techniques that I learned from my teacher, I'm very happy to share this information with the people. I find out it's very odd that people are just using some other people's technique and stuff, sharing for free and pretending that they use and they invent everything. So glue over, and then you just dip into gelatin color mixture, and then you're taking, Oh, thank you very much. If somebody shared to Flower Pro, it's going to be perfect. Then I'm taking the small part and I'm just pressing around, rolling and pressing. And because paper it's very soft, it will give some kind of texture that will disappear, but on the other hand, it helps these gelatin things to stick. You have to leave it to dry, so it's going to look like this. It's not falling, okay? And you're just leaving this to dry. You need this central part to dry before you assemble with your top part. So the gelatin goes into my if I was that creative and organized when I was doing preparation, I wouldn't end up with the messy colors all over like Picasso painting. So quickly taking away the yellow. It's not a big issue if I have yellow over my fingers, because I'm doing anyway yellowish thing. So by the time that I was talking and doing stuff, this become very, very nice. And you can see that this top part, the one that I tear apart, it's absolutely on place. That's why I really love wafer paper. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's really not a big issue. Okay, then you will need pad for softening. This white thing, it's not my favorite. I really prefer to work on my yellow, but if I jump to the yellow, not sure what you're going to be. Yeah, I think that you will see. So big bow tool, really big bow tool on the pad, and you're just starting to press, roll and form. No, so I should roll this. So when you see the for you it's so this is my right hand, and if you can see, there is a shape of your petal, and here it's a little bit inside, so this should be on your right side. Coldplay. Oh, perfect. It's love this song. I would love to play some music here, but it's going to be too noisy, and I'm not sure that my taste to music will suit you. So when you're starting to mold the base, the only thing that you have to keep in mind that this curve should be on your right hand side. Yeah. Texture is absolutely fantastic. The whole range of Flower Pro has a very good texture, and the silicone is very amazing. So be so nice and just buy the original stuff, because especially when you're working with wafer paper, you really need some good quality silicone and good texture. So after I'm finishing with forming the base, I'm starting with medium size of rolling pin to play and roll. So my aim is this shape, you remember? It's very good if you can, if you never saw Calla Lilly in your life, just ask Uncle Google. Oh, perfect. I'm doing this stuff almost the same. My book was published 4 years ago, and I'm really having a plan to start working on the new one very soon. And I did a lot of experiments. thank you. It's not, by the way, I came up with some fabulous new idea, and it's going to be into the very new, the super new book. And I'm sure that it's kind of below the people's minds. Sometimes it's the simple stuff come to your mind on the very late stage, after suffering for, let's say, 6 years. So row, take your time and be patient. So it should be close, something like this, you see. Okay, so, and when I close, I'm taking my veining tool and I'm starting to make these curves backwards. So again, take your time. So on this stage you should know your material. If paper is too dry, it's going to break. It's paper, it's too soft, it's going to stick and will not keep the shape. So one side, and then we are doing exactly the same to the other side. Okay. Oh, thank you. Happy that you enjoyed. I really love my the first one. My baby. Okay. So just here it's time of patience and playing. When paper is still playable. I need a little bit more here. So as you can see, it's really not complicated. It's not exactly the most easiest one, as I told you. If you make some stupid mistake, you have no option to cover. So you must be a kind of perfect from the beginning. Or if you eventually be afraid that you're not going to be perfect on life, you're making preparation with perfect one. Thank you, Bonnie. I really hate my voice when I hear the recording, but hope that you enjoy it. It sounds pleasant to my ears. Sounds like meow meow meow. So anyway, you still need to leave this to dry before you go with assembling. So I'm leaving this for setting when I'm happy how it looks and how it stays. And I'm just will switch to my dry one, because before I assemble with the center, I'm going to dust, and dusting is with some extra yellow. So in my case here it's lemon yellow, yellow brush. So I just really want this this flower to be a little bit on the dark yellow side. That's why you can go with sunflower as well. Just take your time. Rub, rub, rub. This will bring a lot of your veining as well. And you're doing this dusting on this stage because you want to dust inside as well. And if you fix the center, it's going to be a kind of tricky game playing around. So much more wise if you just do the general veining, the general dusting before you assemble the flower. If you have only thin wafer paper, no, you have to make the flower with thin paper. It just will look not that thick. If you try to stick two wafer papers together, it's going to look, you will be in a trouble, because you will go with too much moisture anyway to stick both sides. And when paper start to dry, it's going to wrinkle. Eventually, if you're not even with your glue, it could start to open here and there. So if you don't have thick paper, just make practice with thin. You just have to don't go crazy with moisture. And and when you dust, eventually you can go to a little bit solid looking one. But if you be able to find thick paper, it will be much more nicer, especially for this flower. Okay, let's say that I'm pretty happy how it looks like. So I'm switching to fixing the center. So this is my dry center. This is still the soft one, you see. So you need this part to be really absolutely dry. Yeah, very good suggestion. If you want to, you can make a smaller. So let me here with the white one. So you see, this is the small one. And if they're smaller, they will look nicer. Thank you, Alan. You're always the genius one with the brilliant idea. But anyway, hope that you can be able to look and find thick. If it's not 0.7, 0.5 will work. So just keep in mind that you must have, you have to prepare center, and this part should be really hard rock. And this one should be dry as well, because here I still have some spots that are wet. So I really need this part to be dry. So it's going to be much more easy to stick and dust. That's why I prepare this before I assemble. So after I dust, I'm coming with my glue. And first I need to close this. So a little bit glue inside. Just make sure to have some support. And then this center will go inside till here, you see? And you have your yes. Oh dear, hello! Is my lovely Korean still in your country, or he already left? Yeah, this corona thing, it's making us very, very crazy. Thank you. I just forgot the Bulgarian and Russian people. Hope that they are not too envy. So I will explain super quickly for them the situation. Да, значи съжалявам, почти забравих за българския. Важно е да оставите тази фунийка да изсъхне напълно. If you see him, just give him my love. Трябва да оставите фунийката да изсъхне напълно след като си поиграете и оформите. След като изсъхне сух прахообразен хранителен отцветител в жълто и средната част и тази част трябва да са абсолютно сухи, за да можете да ги съберете. Но теперь по-русски когда вы вот сделаете эта форма, вот этот лепесток нужен был всохнуть. Потом мы красим с пищевой отцветитель. И мы собираем, когда вот серединка и вот этот лепесток вообще всохли как-то. Somebody is posting crying faces. No, I'm super happy that he's still there. So the movie is going. There is something that we'll be able to see probably till the end of the year. Okay, so when you're positioning this, we have to glue. So I'm just sticking with my finger. I'm taking my glue and I'm just applying some glue over the base inside. Try not to over wet. Okay, press with your fingers. Count to 3. Pray to whatever God you have in mind. Okay, and voila, we are almost there. So here the moment is that if you apply too much moisture here, you will melt your base. If eventually the moisture is too much, you have to leave upside down to dry before you switch to final dusting. Okay, but believe or not, I was absolutely brilliant, so it's exactly what you're aiming for. Let's come back to final touches. So when I googled the yellow stuff, I find out that some of the yellowish, they have some orange pink over the edges, and it's look really spectacular. Oh, perfect. I must as well soon. So let me finish, and because I was not sure that I will be that perfect, I keep one pre-made, pre-dry for this final dust stuff. So first a little bit green dust, green brush, it's gooseberry sugar flare green, and you're coming from bottom. Just keep in mind that they said that devil is into the small details, so let's be devilish. Значи като си сглобите цветето е много важно да внимавате, когато слагате лепило, да не премокрите основата, защото тогава ще се стопи. И ако случайно тук е доста по-мокро, трябва да изчакате напълно да изсъхне, закачено с главата надолу, преди да дойдете за това финално дъстване. Когда вы вот собираете цветок, будьте очень осторожны, и когда вы клеите в основу. Если перемачите, вот эта основа будет вообще-то очень мягкая, и цветок должен быть всохнет вот в этой позиции. Ну, когда все всохнуло, зеленая краска. So let me go here as well. I'm teaching tomorrow morning glory, by the way. It's the last class of my summer adventure. My new book is still on the it's still in my head. I'm making researches for the ebook because print option in this situation, it's a huge issue. So now my accounting is looking for stuff and other options. So finger crossed it's going to be released till the end of the year, but you never know. After what's happened this year, I really start to make stop to make huge plans for future. Usually my year was very well organized and planned, but no long. So then I'm switching to some orange PME chili powder. Okay, and I'm going just to touch the edges. If eventually I have a cut or a little bit tear, if it's only on one side, you have only at one, it's really look very nice if you just make it much more visible. If you have this all over, it means that you have a huge mistake. If it's only one, it really looks sexy, but if it's everywhere, it looks as a mistake. Okay, so the other part. So don't blow, by the way. If you want to take away some of the, you just can poof, and everything is fine. So try not to blow. Okay, so this one is going to be cut only over the edges, and with this one I will apply a little bit more over one side. Hope that the situation with the virus in your... Yeah, the morning words tomorrow. I'm just going to show what I'm teaching tomorrow when I quickly dust this one. Let's say that it's almost over. As I told you, it's a kind of very quick flower, especially when you spend the whole morning into preparation. Okay, and then I will come with just a touch of, let's hope that I will see where it is. I was looking for my plum, but plum it's nowhere around the table. Ah, okay, so then a little bit. Thank you, Alan. I really love this yellow stuff. Really must be in my crazy yellow period. Must check if there is yellow morning glory. So tomorrow it's going to be yellow morning glory into my class. So some plum, and I just will come with extra. I really don't think that yellow Calla Lilly is that common, so people usually think about the flower in white. It's very funny that I found out that in some countries they use Calla lilies for furnace only, so they really have a very not nice association about the flower. For my country, carnation, it's this kind of flower. And carnation, obviously, it's a very, very popular flower in Asia. So they have their other crazy stuff. It's good that you just stop at one point with dust, because you can make your flower too beautiful. It's very wise if you go with dusting on the daylight. Okay, so here is your Calla Lilly in yellow. Let's say that I hope that you enjoy and you have fun. So let me show you what I'm teaching tomorrow. So tomorrow, this is my August class. So in the beginning of month, we made some flower from Wafer Paper, and I'm finishing summer classes with Morning Glory tomorrow. So you still have time to sign and watch live, or if you decide to sign on late stage, you can watch all my video lessons. I really must check if there is a yellow Morning Glory, so you're very welcome. Hope that really you enjoy. Let me switch to my face so you can enjoy my new look. Me and my Calla Lilies. So, hope that you give a try. Hope to see some in my classes as well. Oh, thank you, thank you. I will definitely will check and look for the yellow Morning Glory, and it's going to be my yellow week. Thanks, people. Hope that you enjoy. Am I? Not that bad for the old lady. Thanks, Alan. I'm really looking for our collaboration class. Надеюсь, что вы поняли. Oh, thank you very much, people. Hope hope to see some of the. So if you give a try to the flower, don't forget to tag me. I really strongly recommend Flower Pro wine. You can check not only Calla Lilly, there is a huge variety of veiners, and silicone, it's fabulous. As you can see, you have templates, you have everything, so you really don't have to think too much what you need. You just need a good material and just ready to go. Once again, huge thanks. Send you everybody. Oh, Margaret. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's going to be yellow Morning Glory tomorrow for sure. Yeah, don't just send me message, or you can send Skype, mail, whatever you want. If you eventually take a picture with the lovely one, it will be amazing as well. Uh, 0.7 millimeters. If you don't have 0.7, you can start with 0.5 and up. Радвам се, този път нямах толкова много българо-руски. Искрено се надявам, че е бил полезен. Но аз наистина в по-голямото време и в по-голямата част от преподавателската си кариера говоря и преподавам на английски. Понякога забравям. Welcome. So probably it's time for me to yeah, it's going to be at 12 and 13 of September. So if you have an interesting about this class, you can send direct message, or the class will be announced in my website as well soon, so you can order directly from there. I was kind of busy preparing for the demonstration yesterday and today, and not exactly in focus into what I'm teaching. And the other thing is that I just announced my September class, which is going to be Christmas in September, so it's totally Christmas orientation project. It's going to be a pre-video one because it's going to be in English and Russian and Bulgarian subtitles. 3 days, all Christmas. Christmas rolls, hellebore, mistletoe, blossom, orange blossom, and lotus pots. So it's very lovely arrangement. Thank you very much. I'm really happy that you enjoy my first book. I'm sure that the second one will blow your mind. I'm feeling very genius with the stuff that I came up to. I'm still making a few experiments how this technique can work with different flowers and foliage and how the finished flowers looks after. So that's why I'm a little bit on hold, but for sure it's going to be. Yeah, so do I. I have all his books signed. Yay! Once again, thanks for spending your morning, afternoon, or early evening with me. Huge thanks to Tina for inviting. Wish you all the best. Send you much love. And really hope to see you in some of the other stuff. Yeah, my book is on English. Usually my lessons are only in English as well. The Russian-Bulgarian part is only for this weekend. So, as I mentioned, my Korean it's very poor yet, so unfortunately I can't go in Korean. Okay. Sending much love, stay healthy, safe, in good spirit position, and keep a good work. Bye.